ask you to join with me in welcoming my brother. He's no stranger to you, the Southwestern Regional Minister of the Nation of Islam from Houston, Texas, our Brother Abdul Halim Muhammad.
Cause I got force in my wall. Force in my wall. Cause we got force in my wall.
Assalamu alaikum, peace be unto you. Welcome to Connect the Dots. I'm your host, Brother Student Minister Dr. Abdul Halim Muhammad. Tonight is a special night edition of Connect the Dots, and this will be rebroadcast on our radio show, Connect the Dots, that comes on KPFT in the Pacifica Network, 90.1 FM, Houston, 4 o'clock Central Standard Time. You also can go on www.kpft.org. And you can, if you missed the show on tomorrow, you can just go to kpft.org archive. Before I introduce our guests, you see their beautiful faces before us right now. I want to give a little commentary that I call One Black Man's Opinion. Why do I call it One Black Man's Opinion? Because if I'm right, all praise is due to Allah. But if I'm not in line with the mind, the will, and the spirit of Almighty God and his servant, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and the apostle, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, then it's just one black man's opinion. That being said, as a man growing up in a single-parent household, not understanding why my mother divorced my father, growing up without a father, and having this anger that I didn't know I even had until my 40s. I didn't really have a good relationship with women, believe it or not. And so the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the leadership and example of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the tools that he's given us to deal with those things that have haunted us all of our lives, in spite of all of our education, in spite of, our appearance, in spite of being a great orator or handsome or whatever. Really doesn't matter, brother and sister, if really inside, the person inside is a little hurting little boy that never really understood until he had an opportunity to confront that which haunted him. Once that happened, it was not magical, but it was transformational in the way that it opened my eyes to women. And so at this point in my life, I really am doing all that I can to redeem myself from some of the crazy things I did all my life. I say to everyone, whatever I don't like about my wife, it is as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's teaching said, there's no such thing as a no good woman. Not that she's no good, but I'm just saying there's no such thing as no good woman. Every no good woman was made no good by no good man. And that's saying to us, brothers in particular, that we have work to do, and that which we reflect in our female counterparts many times is the things that we've imposed or this world has imposed on them. So that being said, beloved, instead of us now looking at women, objectifying them, now under the teaching of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, we have to take something and make sure that it's not a cliche, that a nation can rise no higher than this woman. And that you judge a nation by the condition of its woman, because the woman is the mother of civilization, and she is the benchmark by which we judge how far we are civilized or not civilized. Our lesson say this, beloved, that civilized means to teach the knowledge, wisdom of the human family of the planet Earth. And they ask the question, what is the meaning of civilization? One having knowledge, wisdom, understanding, culture, refinement, and is not savage pursuit of happiness. But what are the elements of culture? language, cuisine, art, literature, family life, religion, economy, education, governance, architecture, history, sciences, and one more, dress. How people dress tell what their culture is. It tells a lot about them externally. And if you can get to them externally, you can find out what's going on internally and why they dress the way they do. I am honored to have on Connect the Dots, for you, Connect the Dots crew. I have with us on this program a sister who is a prolific organizer, whose life story in and of itself is something that we really should document. She may be too humble to write her own story, so someone may need to write a book about her. It's Sister Carmen Muhammad. She's the founder of Women Working Together Incorporated and Al-Nisa Designs. She grew up in Long Beach, California. And I'm just going to not prolong it, but I got to make sure that I lay it out for you. She's dealt with some A-list, high-profile clients, such as Therese Gibson. And in 1992, she was nominated as the Beverly Hills Women Organization Woman of Substance as one of the most influential African-American women in Los Angeles. Other nominees included Janet Jackson, Lord have mercy, brothers, Angela Bassett, and Congresswoman Maxine Waters. She organized in 1995 a state dinner hosted for former South African President Nelson Mandela's eldest daughter, Mackie Mandela, and the private reception at the Neverland Valley Ranch home of the icon Michael Jackson. In December of 2018, the annual Islamic Fashion Modest Showcase. It was a main event collaboration with Nia Dixon, film director, and founder of the first film festival featuring African-American women Muslim film directors from around the world. Since the launching of the first Islamic weekend in October 2016 in Atlanta, where a sold-out crowd of 900 women attended, Sister Carmen gained international recognition as one of the top Muslim designers to watch in the years to come. In her first appearance at Torino Fashion Week in 2017, Sister Carmen was presented two prestigious awards, and they ended the year with an appearance on the catwalk at the Paris Fashion Show in 2017. She started in 2018 with an appearance as a leading designer in Islamic Fashion Design Council Pret, a cover event which became a part of CNN's special Inside the Middle East. And if that wasn't enough, she's the only Black Muslim female designer to be featured in a world exhibit at the San Francisco Fine Arts Museum titled Contemporary. She says all praise is due to Allah, which placed my profile at the International Milan Fashion Library and Institute, and an appearance at the Milan Fashion Week in September, and a second appearance at the Paris Fashion Week. She says this has been a dream for over the past 20 years. She grew up a young Muslim girl in the early 70s when being a young Muslim was not well accepted among her peers and in our society. But she never wavered. She never wavered in her faith. And she said she was often taunted in school by her peers because of her covering. But it has been her personal commitment to design fashionable clothing for the women of God. So, my beloved brothers and sisters, at the beginning of this, I am introducing to you, I want to call her the queen of modest fashion. Al-Nisa Designs. Here's the hook. Here's the motto. A new dress, a new mind, and a new woman. Now with her tonight, and we're going to connect these dots, is my sister Naira Muhammad. She's a captain emeritus in the Nation of Islam, but she's a mother, a wife. She is the founder of Repair the Black Family, Inc. She's a dynamic speaker, a spiritual advisor, financial literacy specialist, transformational life coach, an active member of the Nation of Islam. She inspires and motivates those she serves to experience total transformation through the example of her purpose-driven life. Sister Naira specializes in releasing generational trauma patterns and stories through her keen intuition. Her goal is to use her life experiences and training in re-education and reformation to help bring one from darkness into light. She strives to enlighten and work daily to help repair the Black family and humanity. She has spoken to thousands of listeners and worked with faith-based organizations, youth groups, community leaders, volunteers, and schools. Last time I seen Sister Naira, she was over in Egypt, hanging out with the pyramid and the Sphinx. She has helped many men and women and families to attain optimal health by improving and function of a spirit, the mind, and ultimately the body. Her mission is to help restore the Black family's customs and beliefs while working to help bring a universal government where we all can live in peace regardless of class, creed, or color. And she is the author of this book. Yeah. She's the author. She's written in this book, but she's also like the compiler of it. There are many authors in it. Yeah. There you go. There you go. Right there. To repair the Black family is to repair humanity. So, brothers and sisters, I want to introduce to some and present to others Sister Carmen Muhammad and Sister Naira Muhammad. Welcome to Connect the Dots. Assalamu alaikum.
Wow, salam. Yes, thank you. Thank you so very much for having us.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Humble.
Allah. So look, we got people on watching and we're live on YouTube, we're live on Facebook. So y'all share this with your friends. It's going to be a hour-long power-packed conversation. We're going to start with Sister Carmen because there's an upcoming event. And we want to make sure that we're clear that this is to make sure that you and I and all who can participate and support this great event that's coming up June the 30th through July the 3rd. It's called Chicago Modest Fashion Week. Sister Carmen, tell us about this. This is your first rodeo. You've been doing this, as we read in your bio.
Yes, sir.
Tell us the behind the scenes, what it takes, and how people can get tickets, how vendors and also business people can support by advertising and supporting this great movement, because it's not really an event, it's a movement. So talk to us about it, Sister Carmen. Welcome to Connect the Dots.
First of all, I am so honored to be on your show tonight, sir. It is such an honor and a pleasure. And to be sharing this platform with such a dynamic sister, someone who I truly admire. I'm excited about her being a part of this event. This event actually rose out of my own personal experience with doing Fashion Week events around the world. It bothered me a lot, sir, to see that I was the only African-American Black fashion designer to appear at these major Fashion Week events. So after gaining a lot of input and popularity, I decided that I wanted to try and do something here in my very own backyard here in Chicago. This event was actually scheduled to take place prior to COVID in Los Angeles. I was going to do this event in Beverly Hills, California, because this is where my roots are. But after COVID, after prayer, and having that conversation with the God, I knew that I needed to have this event here in Chicago for so many reasons, because this is where I live now. This is where my roots are. And in looking at the current environment that exists, not just in the world, but particularly here in Chicago, with young Black women, young Black men, the shootings, the killings, the lack of compassion for the family, for humanity, I said, this is where I want to start. This is where I want to dig in and plant something that can grow into something beautiful. So that is what this Modest Fashion Weekend is all about. It's about modest fashion, but it's about elevating the minds of the women, that they are able to accept the beauty. As my sister stated earlier, she's going to repair them on the inside, and then I'm going to work on them on the outside. And what we hope is that we are going to see a full 360 degrees of the woman of God. And so I'm excited about that. This event is going to be, we wanted it to be 3 days of fashion shows. We're going to start with the youth, the children. We're going to have children's fashions, and then we're going to roll that over into fashion for women and men. We are going to also host a universal peace walk that we are going to ask our attendees to join in with us and be a part of that. And we are going to ask individuals who can attend the event to also feel free to join in at the same time. And we're going to walk for universal peace. Fashion is an ambassador to peace. So what we're doing is we're using fashion as a catalyst to address the minds and the needs of women in general. We're also going to have our sister who is going to conduct a healing session with women and their daughters. I mean, this is going to be beautiful, beloved. And we're going to end that event with a gala event on that Sunday evening where we are going to pay homage to those individuals that have been trailblazers in the field of fashion. We're going to honor Mother Khadija Farrakhan, and we're going to be giving her the Global Queendom Award for being that woman who represents the highest level of dress of a civilized woman as she moved around the earth with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, as she designed the beautiful uniforms for the women of the Nation of Islam. So we're going to lift her up in that environment, in the environment of the business of fashion, so that they understand that modest fashion started with us. It started with the appearance of Master Farad Muhammad here in the wilderness of North America, because we chose to be modest dressed women, not because someone was standing over us, but because we understood that God had came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad with silks on his arm. And so we're going to show the world that we represent that woman of God that they have been looking for and searching for, and they no longer have to look and they no longer have to search, because they're going to be healed from the inside out.
That's right.
Oh, praise is due to Allah. Sister Naira, you know, you and I go way back, and I don't want to be too personal, but it is personal because you're like family to me. Whenever I traveled to the Tampa, St. Pete area, I slept under your parents' roof. They fed me, they watched after me. I really hardly ever had a hotel bill. They carried me back and forth, and we sat around the table, and I'll never tell the stories that your mama was telling, because I mean, you know, Sister Ernestine and Brother Wilmer, man, we send our love and greetings out to you and our condolences, Brother Wilmer, to you and the family. But Sister Naira, you know, Sister Carmen talked about that from the inside out. You know, the Quran says that, you know, that in this book, there is no doubt in it. It is a guide for those who keep their duty, who believe in the unseen. So Sister Carmen is dressing them from the outside in one sense, but it's really reflecting something that's from the inside. So how do we connect the dots between the repair of the Black woman, the repair of the Black woman with the Black man, the repair of the Black man and the Black woman to the child, parents, family, and then how it reflects in the modesty of the dress? Talk to us and take us down that road.
Yes, sir. Thank you so very much for having me here on your platform. And I just want to say before I get started in answering your question, it is such an honor to be shoulder to shoulder with a strong, courageous, fearless Black woman, you know, to do something of this magnitude and to introduce healing along with fashion is the new way, right? I've never been to a fashion show where they have a healing workshop. And how does that relate in this dispensation of time? We have been disconnected from our mother's dressing room for over 400 years. For over 400 years, we have been disconnected from the mind of God, the original mind, which means the original woman is not showing up as her true self and her true beauty. So, as we are going to help facilitate a sanctuary where we can literally help the Black woman, the woman in particular, the Black woman, to be reintroduced to her mind spiritually, mentally, and emotionally, is going to radiate physically. And so it's important to dress the woman from the inside out because she's the cornerstone of every nation. She's the cornerstone of the family. She's the cornerstone of the community. Really, she's the cornerstone of the world. And so when we dress her, where she's emotionally fit, she's spiritually fit, she's mentally fit, the garment is going to naturally be befitting to her. We are living in a dispensation of time where the Black woman is, you know, there's an agenda to continue to break her all the way down. Satan is after our minds. And so, just like he's after our minds, we have to work double time to dress the woman back up into the mind of God. So, I'm excited, you know, to be not just me, I'm coming with a team of women that our standard principle is love. That's what it's going to take to heal on purpose. Another woman loving another woman, learning how to share space. That's the real dress because we are so disconnected. We're being divided. And so to bring us back is going to readdress us, dress us back up into the mind of God. So I'm excited, you know, to be there, to be a part of this, and to provide a space where we truly can show up, be vulnerable, and be in a space that's going to facilitate intentionally placing attention on healing on purpose.
So
Yes,
let me
ma'am.
let me let me ask this, you know, because when we start talking about women working together, you know, you talking from another perspective. Because oftentimes, unfortunately, in this world, we think about this women's liberation movement where I don't need a man kind of talk, or the man, you know, like because we have one or two bad ones in our relationship, or maybe three, four, you know, all of us are bad, all of us are dogs, you know, that kind of thing. But that I don't hear that, I don't feel that coming from you all when we're talking about women working together. It's that you're working together, but you're not working against your man. You're preparing yourself to work with your man in the name of God. Am I correct in my assessment?
Yes, you are, sir. Women working together was established to address the needs of the woman as it pertained to her own positive growth and development. We understand that we are the first teachers of our children. So if we are not thinking in accord with that second self of God, then we don't have the ability to create what we need to create. We need to create a foundation. We need to create a home that is a loving home for our children, for our husbands, and even for ourselves. We have neglected ourselves. We don't know how to love ourselves, let alone our sister. We are still struggling with the Willie Lynch mentality. We are still struggling with cronyism. We are still struggling with envy and jealousy. The only thing that can help us is this great teaching that has been given to us by the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and his servant, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. We have to be ready to submit to do the will of God. So in order to do that, we've got to dig deep down inside, and we've got to heal ourselves. We've got to detox ourselves of all of these things that we have been told is what makes us a woman. We don't even know what it is to be a woman because we haven't studied and we haven't worked on ourselves in a manner to repair ourselves. So I'm so happy that this sister is coming. I'm so happy that we are combining fashion and healing as one unit. And I'm so happy that we are going to show the world that we are united. We are going to show the world why we are the leaders of the New World Order. Not anybody else but us, sir. We are the ones that have been chosen. We are the chosen people. And in order for us to step into that reality, we have to let go of this old world. And we have to be ready to bring in that new world. And that's why we want a new dress, a new mind, and a new Black woman.
Oh, that mercy. Now, let me say this, Sister Naira, you know, I'm messing with you about seeing you over there in the pyramids and hanging out with the Sphinx and on jet skis on the Nile and all this kind of stuff. But y'all were having a ball. But you know something, and I'm going to come back to this to Carmen after you answer this question because I want her to answer it too. You have experiences over there when women of the world see us, our women. Now, I've traveled to Turkey, I've traveled to Africa, I've traveled to the Caribbean, I've traveled to China, and I have never seen women as beautiful as the MGT at our Savior's Day in particular. Now, I got to admit, Sister Carmen, some of them women in Turkey was fly in the way they had their hijabs and they scarves and these like kind of raincoat. Yes, I mean, they kind of Western Eastern, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But when I got to Savior's Day, after getting back from Turkey, I was like, you know something? No, I'm sorry. Sorry, the timeout, you know.
Yes.
Nothing like seeing them sisters and in all of their array, whether it's at a banquet or they're going to looking at the drill competition or it's Savior's Day itself where they're wearing all their white or the sisters going into their class, their mass class on Saturday like the brothers. So the point is, Sister Naira, when you were over in Egypt, how did you experience the women? How did the women treat you over there? And Sister Carmen, I'm going to come back to you because I want to know about how you were treated in Italy, being the only Black Muslim and the sisters that I saw that you took that did the runway piece in the foreign countries. How did they treat us Black Muslim women from America?
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. So let me just say this. And there's 2 points I want to make with this. First, to go into a Muslim country where the women being covered was the norm, to go into the largest mall in Africa and see women covered, all types of women covered, was something that I wasn't used to because I'm used to going into the mall where we look like the oddballs because we're the only ones that's covered. So to see that was a different take. But here's the defining point. When we went to the mosque, the masjid over there for Jummah prayer, and the sisters, and we walked in with our MGT dress headpiece on. See, that was the separating factor. And they literally, after prayer, came up to us and they was hugging us and they was asking us, who are we and where we're from? Saying to Kabbalah, may Allah answer your prayers. It just put the signature on it, the signing factor that Allah in the person of Master Farad Muhammad came to make a new woman with a new dress that we would be placed on top of civilization and that every woman, every person around the world will have to stop and every eye shall see, every tongue shall confess and every knee shall bow that there's a new woman on the scene. And it is because of the dress of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad
That's
in
right.
the classroom of God of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, that we was recognized as the new woman because we wasn't looking like the rest of the women. So
Mhm.
that's why I'm so excited, because a new woman is being presented all around the world. But the only way we're going to know that is we have to be able to see the value in what the God has brought to us. And
Right.
you know, when we're amongst our groups, we all look the same. But go step outside your group and dress like the God has dressed us and is dressing us, and you will see that what we have, it is the best.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
praise be to
Yes,
God.
ma'am.
Sister Carmen, you was over there, you know, you did the runway piece, you had the sisters over there. I mean, and then you designed other things where other models may have done the runway in different spots. But how were you and some of the sisters treated in those countries, especially in promoting modesty, when we know that unfortunately, many of these designers, they literally will, I'll put it like this because I'm a joker. They would literally give you a napkin to put on your body and charge you $1,000 for it. I mean,
Absolutely.
but
Yes,
you had them covered from head to toe, suited and booted, looking good, but fly. I mean, you know, I don't want to use the kind of like, you know, everybody know I might have a PhD, but you know, I'm pretty much just regular fella. So they was
that's
fly.
all
I'm
right,
telling you,
sir.
they was fly, sister. They was fly. So tell me, but how did they treat you? I want to know some of the behind the scenes stuff.
Oh my God. You know, sir, first of all, I didn't really have any expectations when I was invited to come to Italy and be a part of the Fashion Week. When I accepted it, I knew that it was a purpose in it. And as we began to prepare to go, you know, we were all excited because, see, what I do know is that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has made friends for us all over the world.
Yes.
So I knew that walking into Italy, I was walking in his shoes and in a path that he had already prepared. And all I needed to do was to be what I had been taught to be, how to act at home and abroad as a Muslim woman, how to present myself at the highest standard of civilization, and being proud, being a proud MGT and follower of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. When you really love Islam, it radiates. You don't have to say anything. When you step off the plane, you already are being embraced by these people because they've never witnessed such love coming from out of an individual. What we must understand is that the world, when they see us as a people, they see sound bites. They see the pants hanging off the behind. They see the women naked. They haven't had an opportunity to see us because they don't want the world to see us, because they know what we represent and they don't want them to gravitate to that. So when we go into an international environment, we're going into an environment that's not censored like the environment here in America. So they are already open for embracing what we are and who we are. I mean, brother, you would have thought we was Beyonce and Jay-Z, the way them
Because
people
you were.
everywhere we went. They wanted to take a selfie. They wanted to take pictures. And my God, beloved, I didn't even know that the fashion presentation that I was involved in was going to, at the end of it, would accumulate into us receiving awards. So when they called me up, I looked at everybody that was sitting next to me. I said, did they say Alnisa Designs? And they like, get up, you know. And the first time I was like, well, all praises due to Allah. And I went and sat back down. And they said, well, we want to call the designers again. And they said Alnisa again. And I said, oh, Allah, what is going on? And then they said, our final award for the evening, and they said Alnisa Designs. And by that time, I knew that Master Farad Muhammad was shaping an environment there, that something was going on that I had absolutely no control over. And brother, at the end of that program, I had individuals coming to me wanting to kiss my hand, bowing to me, because they were bearing witness to what they saw on that runway. They were bearing witness to the energy of Master Farad Muhammad radiating from the whole group of women that were with us. We had your beautiful sister, Sister Ebony, with us, who was documenting everything. And I know me and one of my sister friends, we were laughing when I got back to the hotel, because they were joking, saying, hey, you just got made, just like they make you, right? The Italians make you. And I'm like, my God. But it didn't just happen in Italy. It happened in Paris. It happened in Dubai. We walked into the lobby of the hotel in Dubai, and the people stopped. They said, can we get a picture with you all? So I guess what I'm saying is that the magnificence of this divine teaching has already prepared us for stepping into the role of ruling the woman and being the woman that's at the top of the world. All we got to do is accept it, beloved, because the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, he has prepared that path for us. All we got to do is continue to live the life of a righteous Muslim and strive to be a better human being. And Allah is going to open up the whole entire world to us, this mighty nation of Islam.
So let's go back again to the event that's upcoming on June the 30th and through July the 3rd. And again, people can go online
Yes,
and
sir.
get their tickets. Those
Yes,
who want
sir.
to sponsor, those who want to advertise, can support it by doing that. We see it. We see it in the chat. And but we want to say, what do you pray that on July 4th, July 5th, what would you want to be able to say if someone was to ask you, what did you accomplish? What did you hope to accomplish? What did you accomplish?
Yes, sir.
What would you hope to say, Sister Carmen, then Sister Nair?
What I'm hoping, first of all, is that we are going to establish a new narrative in the mindset of the women, that women will no longer feel like they have to adhere to a people that don't even love them, to dress them, and to make them feel good. I want them to see God radiating from us, the women that they come in contact with. I'm hoping and I'm praying that this is the beginning and this is the framework for the positive dialogue that needs to go on and needs to take place in the homes of the Black family. I want to see a concerned mother about her daughter when she takes her to the mall. I want to see a concerned father about his daughter and his son when he allows them to just enter into the world with no guidance in a world in an hour like what we're living in. The world is unraveling because of the dress of our young girls. They are becoming targets for sex trafficking, for misuse, for abuse. I want to see us begin the kind of dialogue that's going to put the attention on those things, that we're able to elevate the woman into a new way of thinking. That's what I want to see, beloved. And I want to see us as a people come and show up and show out for those that are coming, that have seen us in these foreign countries. They've seen people gravitate to us. So now they're interested. They want to know, is this real? Is this really them? Is this what we think it is? Yes, come and see. We're going to show you what modest fashion is all about, because there's a lot of misrepresentation of modest fashion, because they're fashioning modest fashion and they're sneaking in the aesthetic designs of the world, and they're putting that split up the side of that dress with nothing on up under it. And because it's a long maxi dress, they're telling these women, you're still dressed modest. No, you're not. We're going to show you what modest fashion really looks like. So we are inviting you. Please come. Please support us. Please let us be there. Let us show up. Let us show out. Let us show the world that no longer will you be the one to dictate to us what we are to look like as women of God. We are going to be the ones who are going to create that narrative. So that's what we're hoping. They can support us by taking out an ad. We have an ad booklet. You can contact us through Facebook, through the various individuals. They are placing the ad up online for all of those that are interested in being a part of this virtual ad book. We also are inviting everyone to come. And this show it's a lot of different moving parts to this, dear brother. I also want to say that we are going to bring in young people from the community, from some of the Chicago high schools, to come in and to shadow some of the individuals that are going to be on deck to do professional things, such as our producer, such as our backstage director, such as our makeup girl, such as our developer, music, sound, lighting. We're going to bring them into that environment. And then we're going to bring them into an environment that's going to raise their level of consciousness, that's going to create an appetite in them to want to do better and to be better. And know that when we're killing each other, that's not our way, brother. That's not our way, sister. So we're trying to accomplish a number of things. But the number one thing is to help the woman heal herself from the inside out and then dress herself so that she can be of the greatest value to her family, friends, and community.
Before I go back to Sister Naira, again, go to www.chicagomfw.com. That's www.chicagomfw.com. You can go on that website. You can get your tickets. Go on that website and you become a sponsor. Go on that website and you can support this event. It's time that we take charge of our own lives. We oftentimes talk about the teaching the Honorable Elijah Muhammad says we must have food, clothing, and shelter. A lot of times we dealing with the beans. A lot of times we're buying land now so we can build houses and all that. But ain't too many people talking about clothing. A lot of it, when we do a label check, says made in, I ain't going to say, designed in, I ain't going to say. But now we got a chance to support our own, to design it, and to get in charge or in front of the logistical supply chain. But again, I want to go back to what do we hope to accomplish, Sister Naira, so that on the 4th or the 5th, and someone asks you, what did you all accomplish? What do you hope to accomplish?
Yes, sir. Thank you. In addition, or to complement what Sister Carmen has already laid the foundation, it is my sincere prayer that every woman will tap into a higher version of her divinity, to awaken the healer at the next level, wherever she is, that we meet her there, and to awaken another level of healing, to understand and to come into the knowingness that we are the women, we are the healers, we are the women that come to lighten the way, that we are the women that's going to put ourselves in a position where self-love is necessary, not that superficial love. I'm talking about that inner beauty, that inner love, one that will cultivate herself, take time for herself so she can be whole again every single day, to be able to pour love into herself, pour love into her family on purpose, right? To think with intention, to heal with intention, because every level of the woman, every facet of her, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically, has to be dressed in the clothing of God. So it is my prayer, my sincere prayer, that the woman tap into honoring herself, and as she honor herself, that she will honor another woman. And if I could say anything, that we are intentionally healing the wombs of our mothers by healing ourselves. That
Amen.
is my sincere prayer.
Amen.
Wait a minute. You can't drop the mic on me like that, sister. You know? Whoa.
Amen.
Now, what do you mean? Take that a little bit higher. Take that deeper, higher, wider, however you want to say. That last line that you said, healing the womb of our mothers. Go with that.
Yes, sir. Well, we have to understand that genetically, we can go great-great-grandmother, but every mother is within us. And as we heal ourselves of the traumas, of the pains, we are literally releasing our pains that our mothers went through. We come through traumatic wombs. For over 400 years, we was birthed through a traumatic womb. So when we heal ourselves and we tap into that inner healing, we're not only releasing our pain, we're releasing the pain of our mothers, and we give them the opportunity physically, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally to heal. Every mother is within us. So by taking time to focus in on healing us individually, we heal our mother's womb. And that's how we're going to change 17 generations before us. And we get an opportunity to perpetuate 17 generations of healings that come after us.
Absolutely.
Anybody know me? No, I'm never speechless. I got a comeback. But that one right there, I almost had to take me a drink and just sit back.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's not, it's what this is. I hope and pray the brothers that are watching this, again, this is not no male bashing piece. I feel elevated. I feel honored. I feel like this is a part of my own redemption from things that I have done. I feel released. I feel free that I'm getting to hear my sisters and giving them an opportunity on this platform to show that though we do understand that a man has a role and a woman has a role, and as the Holy Quran charges the men to be maintainers of women, but brothers, look at what we're maintaining.
Come on.
The woman of God. We're being able to maintain. God is handing over to us. Are you hearing what's coming out of these sisters' mouths, which is really in their hearts? The teaching the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, given to him by God in person, Master Fard Muhammad, and demonstrated and carried out by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Brothers, this is no male bashing piece. This is the sisters on display and why we must honor, respect, and protect them and learn to do better by them. Sisters, you have really inspired me. And like I said, Sister Naira, it's hard to make me speechless.
Yeah.
That right there, I had to think that was like being in a boxing ring and getting hit with a good punch. It's like Mike Tyson said, everybody got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. That was like a punch.
I just want to clarify one more thing for the listening audience. When we think of the womb of the woman, it's not just a physical womb. You have your conscious womb, the mind. So as we clearing up our minds, we clearing up the physical and the spiritual and the mental and emotional womb space. So I just want to make sure that I really define that. And this is how we're going to heal the wombs of our mothers.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So we want to, brothers, challenge to you is that we want to make sure that you go to www.chicagomfw.com and that you would support by donating so that these high school students and others that may want to come, that may not be able to afford to come, can come and experience this, because we don't know whose life we could change, whose life we could save if we would just support what we're doing. We don't have to physically be there. I know that we owe these women from the Million Man March. Those sisters put us on them buses. Them sisters stayed home. Them sisters prayed. Them sisters raised money. They fried chicken. They fried fish. They held fundraisers. I know because they did that in our city. Our sisters beat the drums, did the African dance, did the whole piece, and sent us off like sending us off to war. I
Come
know that the sisters supported us. Let us now support these sisters. And I believe that if you send your queen or sponsor some, if you're not married, maybe you'll find a queen. If you sponsor somebody, God will bless you with getting one of these queens that are being prepared for you. But we should really send or sponsor someone, a daughter, a young lady, and to come to this event. And of course, we want to honor Mother Khadija Farrakhan. So anything that you and I can do, and as a business person, I'm going to make a challenge to myself to make sure that I buy an ad for either Connect the Dots or One Black Man's Opinion or my planning company, NTE Planning Consultants, to get an ad so that we can give our support to this mighty effort. So look, Sister Carmen.
Yes, sir.
When it's all said and done,
Mm-hmm.
when it's all said and done, and it's not about legacy per se, Sister Naira, it's not about legacy per se, but if you had one desire that you could do, other than putting a smile on the face of the Honorable Minister, I'm not going to let y'all get away with that. That's low hanging fruit. Other than that, when you think about your past life, now Sister Carmen was prior to 75. Sister Naira, you came up the rough side of the mountain. And I'm not saying that you didn't either, Sister Carmen, because if you came in the nation in the 70s and you saw it fall, mm-hmm. and you saw the dismantling of the MGT class.
Absolutely.
And you saw what happened to the morals of some of the sisters. I know that's when I came to Islam in 74, 75. I saw it. It became a free for all. Yes. It's not to knock out sisters. May Allah, I love them and I appreciate them. But to me, there's a standard in the way that Honorable Elijah Muhammad dressed us. People, let me just say this: for people to talk about the bean pie and not talk about the Muslims, it's criminal.
Absolutely.
To talk about the growth of Islam in America and not talk about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is criminal. Mm-hmm. And for us to even be talking black,
come on,
without talking about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan rebuilding the nation, we wouldn't be Afrocentric, Pan-African, talking about Dr. Ben and we wouldn't be talking about that had not the minister made black popular again.
Right.
Now we got black, Muslim, and now we got women. So tell me, what is that thing that you would love to see other than the smile on the face of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan? Because I believe all three of us on here would love to see that smile. But tell me some other things that you would love to accomplish.
Yes, sir. For myself, me personally, everything that I do is rooted in wanting to please God. That is the first thing that is important to me. The second thing is it has been my experience prior to 75 that has been my inspiration and that has kept me going in the way that I do. I come from a culture where it was unacceptable to do nothing. It was unacceptable to be complacent. There were things that we did, and we did out of love because we understood that we needed an economic foundation in order to build a nation. When we come together like this, and when we lock arms like this, we don't just open up the potential of what we can do, but we open up the potential of what we will do. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that our unity is more powerful than an atomic bomb. So we have to begin to lock arms again. Yes, we're buying land, but we need land. We need hospitals. We need schools. We need institutions. We need viable businesses. We need manufacturing. We need to grow our own food. We need to become self-employed. We need to become solvent economically in order to really build the kind of nation that we need to build. So what I'm hoping is that this creates the framework and the foundation for us to continue to build our nation. Yes, this world is unraveling. Yes, it's on its way out. But damn it, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan didn't tell us to sit down because we are on our way out. We should be building farms with food, growing our own food. We should have houses that we can store our food in so that when this phantom does come, we're able to feed our people. Okay? When you feed people in Africa, you literally can win an election as a president because you ship a crate of rice to a place that's impoverished, because you're able to take them off of a cement floor and put them in a home. We've got to understand the science of that, the science of opposites attraction. But we've got to be that we can and will be if we just stay on the course that we've been given by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. We've got to do that, brother. If we don't do that, we can get lost in the shuffle. We've been given everything that we need to move ourselves into this new world order. We've been given everything. He's worked tirelessly to prepare us for this new world. So we can't sit down. We can't stop, won't quit. That's what I want. I want that spirit to be inside of those that come and view what me and this sister and all of the wonderful team members that are on our team that are fighting every day. Brother, let me say this. This event right now is close to a $300,000 event. I don't have money like that. But you know what? I am backed by the spirit of them same three men that are backing my father. So I believe that we're going to be able to accomplish this. And I believe that we're going to be able to set up the foundation to continue to build the house, this new house that needs to be built right here, right now. It's time to separate and to build.
Ooh, a new dress, a new mind, a new woman. Sister Naira, tell me.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Yes, as it relates to what I desire, as I believe you said, as a legacy, as a result of this event. Am I correct? Okay.
Not so much a legacy, but
Okay.
what would you like other than putting a smile on the face of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan? I took that one away because that's
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Praise be to Allah. So good. I would like to have my daughters to appreciate and value the classroom of God in the dress that He has given us. And as a result of this event, that they will continue to see the light of Master Fard Muhammad with the women clothed in his style of dress. Every woman and girl, it is my desire. I started with my daughters, but it's my desire that every woman and girl will continue to see the light and present the light of Master Fard Muhammad and the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad through our dress. It is my sincere desire that every woman that come in contact with me or man, that they can say, my life has been impacted because I got an opportunity to meet Sister Naira. Because I pray, Allah, that I reflect the spirit of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan to help us to heal on purpose. It is my desire that we take this event as another building block to continue to build a nation that will last forever, that all across the world, the people will say who we are, whose we are, and where we come from. So I believe that this is another shining light. And if I can leave off with this, I pray that Master Fard Muhammad and the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, and I got to say the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, will see me working to be a star in their crown. And as a result of this event, I have done my part.
Come on.
All praise is due to Allah. Again, brothers and sisters, we're talking June 30th to July 3rd, Chicago, Modest Fashion Week. And we've been honored to have on Connect the Dots Night Edition Sister Carmen Muhammad. Once again, she's the founder of Women Working Together Inc. and Al Nisa Design. And of course, our sister Naira Muhammad, Repair of the Black Family. And you can go on Amazon.com and you can get that book, Repair of the Black Family. I got my copy. Y'all can't get mine. You gotta get your own. I got mine right here.
And brother,
And
if I could
it's
just
among the pantheon of other great authors that I have from the Nation of Islam. All praises due to Allah. I want to thank also a special thank to Sister Katrina for doing
Absolutely.
the behind the scenes work and putting us and connecting us all together. And all praises due to Allah for the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. We thank you, O Allah, Master Fard Muhammad, for blessing us for this great evening and this interview. And so once again, everyone, tune in to Connect the Dots every Wednesday on KPFT. If you want to go online, you go on kpft.org, 4 o'clock on Wednesday, Central Standard Time. And if you missed the show, go on kpft.org/archive, and you can listen to the last 3 to 4 shows that we've done on Connect the Dots. And our motto on Connect the Dots is, the people are smarter than they think. That being said, my sisters, I want to thank you for coming on and being a part of this program.
beloved.
May Allah
Thank
bless
you.
you. May He keep you.
Praise
May He bless you and your families. Once again, everyone, please go to Chicago MFW ModestFashionWeek.com. That's Chicago MFW.com, and be a part of this movement to build a new world through a new woman and a new family and a new nation. May Allah
Yes.
bless you all as I
Thank
greet
you.
you all in peace. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Sir.
Let's have
Thank
the
you
Honorable
all.
Minister Louis Farrakhan to have the last word.
Don't look for a man in the traditional sense. Look for God. Because it's your relationship with God that will comfort you when there's no man around. It's your relationship to God that will be sufficient for you when you think you've been left alone. It's your relationship with God but if you have not cultivated a relationship with your Creator, and the man in your life is not Him, then how do you compensate? How did I compensate for the absence of my teacher? Well, he didn't leave me a number. You want my number? He didn't leave me a number, but he told me how to call him up. He didn't leave me a number. He put wisdom in my head and love in my heart. So when a situation arose, I could reach up, and the wisdom to solve the problem was there. You need God in your life.
Greetings, dear listeners. God Allah, over the 90 years of our work in the Nation of Islam and lifting our people up from the miserable condition in which we find ourselves. We ask your support of our effort, and we hope that you will be generous and make a contribution to the work of the Nation of Islam and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan by clicking the button below or go to noi.org/donate. We thank you in advance for your support. May Allah God continue to bless you and your families. Assalamu alaikum.
Now you can get the same uncompromising truth you've come to expect from the Final Call newspaper on all your connected devices. Subscribe to the Final Call Digital Edition today. Go to subscribe.finalcalldigital.com.